Once upon a time, there was a king known for his kindness and fairness. However, he wanted to understand how kind and generous people truly were. To fulfill this goal, he dressed as a common man and set out alone to wander through the village of Kingness. While traveling, he reached the market of a small village. There he saw a beggar sitting by a roadside. The beggar looked extremely poor, with a torn cloth and a clay bowl in his hand, asking for sesame for alms. This face looked tired and sad, but he seemed grateful for whatever little he received. The king thought, "Today I will test his bigger generosity." He approached the beggar, stretched out his hand, and said, "Brother, can you give me something?" The beggar looked at the king in surprise and replied, "What are you asking me for? I am just a beggar myself. I have nothing to give." The king smiled and said, "I know you are a beggar, but I went to see how much you are willing to share. Please give me something for your sake." The beggar found the request strange. He looked into his sack, which contained a small amount for rice he had collected with great difficulty. Reluctantly, he took out a single grain of rice and gave it to the king. The king accepted the grain with joy and said, "Can you give me little more?" The request irritated the beggar. He thought, "His man is strange. I struggle to gather enough for myself, and he keeps asking for more." After some hesitation, he took out 2 more grains of rice and gave them to the king. The king happily accepted them and thanked the beggar before walking away. A few hours later, the beggar received a message from the palace, summoning him to the king's court. The beggar was puzzled and nervous, unable to understand why he had been called. When he reached a palace, he was shocked to see that the same man who had begged from him earlier was, in fact, the king. Smiled and invited to closer. He said, "I am grateful for the grains of rice you gave me. Now I want to reward you for your generosity." The king ordered treasure chest to be opened and presented the beggar with their golden grains of rice, equal to the number of grains the beggar had given him. The beggar was astonished, but also filled with regret. He thought to himself, "If only had given the king my entire sack of rice, I would have received so much more." He bowed his head in gratitude and left the palace with a heavy heart. From that day on, he not only understood the value of generosity, but also made it an essential part of his life. Moral of the story: this story teaches us that giving and generosity should come from the heart. Whatever we give to others returns to us in some form. Hesitation and selfishness can cause us to lose opportunity. True wealth lies in selflessness and a willingness to share.